midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda,
I black out,
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Doctor Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
on
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't
He
I?
was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
I have no idea. Maybe he was an undercover secret agent. Maybe he was getting more annoying as time progressed. You're not, though. You're lovely. Is this a good time to ask for a raise? Wow, I was kidding, but thank you, Doctor. I'll take that as a yes. And don't worry, I'll sort it all out. Dr. Dekker definitely dabbled in that stuff. I'm not sure to what extent. I like Professor Alderby. He turned me onto that book I've been raving about. Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I should start selling them myself. Dr. Dekker told me he was adopted. His birth mother only turned up 5 years ago because she wanted money for her experimental cancer treatment. I'm not sure how much it cost or even if he had the money, but he didn't do it, and she became one mean mother. There's a lot of stress in here. We're dealing with people's lives. How do you relax, Doctor? I love video games. I just wish they'd make ones with stronger female protagonists. Sorry, I'd settle for any female protagonists.
You said you'd help me with my problem, but he's still here. Dr. Dekker. He wants me to kill people. He wants them to follow me to the sea, to the creature. It eats them. It's getting stronger. Dr. Dekker says when it's strong enough, it's going to walk again. That's why I black out. He doesn't want me to know. He doesn't want me to remember. I'm feeding a beast that wants to eat us all. You've got to tell me, Doctor. You have got to tell me the truth. You're dreaming, but your dreams are the truth. Don't forget me when you wake. I don't know how I'm in your dream, but now we're together. Let's play a game. I say a word, you say a word. Ready? Guilty. Murderer. Wrong answer. Now you're stuck with me. 3 little words and I'll let you go. Yes. Yes, you do. You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly.
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics?
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
One of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I'd teleported.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
Oh, Doctor. You look... There's something I need to tell you. I can't find Dr. Dekker's prescription pad anywhere. I'm not sure when it went missing, but I don't remember seeing it for a while. Yours is there, but I'm scared one of the patients may have got their hands on it. Let me know if you find it, anyway, and ask me about Mariana later. I've got news.
Why would someone steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one. I prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that. Wow. That's a low blow, Doctor. And after all our sessions, I'm not a thief. Even the loan, that was just unfortunate. Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back and I didn't have it. Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now. I don't know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her. I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing. I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now. Yeah. I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth? People follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow to see the creature. I'm not sure what you'd call it. A wisp? A star? It's so bright and warm and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It feeds on them.
When I look down, I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished. You really want to know? If I look down, it's writhing, just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year. They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. The creature, it's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have. It just eats them. Slowly. The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret. It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit, I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done. You make me feel like I deserve it. You get inside me, Doctor, and it hurts. And you don't care. I can't explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone. You must have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing. He was a looker. And he had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next. I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside. Just a ball of tangled worms. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you? That's why I'm here. They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not.
About the prescription pad. Yes, I took it. I had to. Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift. Someone was sending Dr. Dekker death threats. I had no idea. He never said anything to me about it. I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. Oh, I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies. I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it. I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before? Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again. Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it? Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation. I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humouring me the whole time. I could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me, Doctor.
I'm fine. I killed David. Again. Like you told me to. Oh, the continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met. Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed. He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up. I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it? It's true. I didn't see the prescription pad. He gave me that prescription for the sleeping tablets just as I was leaving one day. He said it was worth trying them, but I wasn't sold. I've already told you I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write any death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor? With an axe.
I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head. When I picked it up, he was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm. Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid. It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis. That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way. Yes, Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover. I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest. Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it would be fun. For me, at least.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed. It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me. It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it. I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared. I know you want to be buried, but it's never the end, is it? I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial, but when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked, and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that? It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker? Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead, just sleeping. And so it is. The thing is Dekker, and the thing wants to kill me. Please, tell Jessica I love her. I waved back at Jessica yesterday, and she smiled. It was bigger than normal. I think we may have made a connection, Doctor. The photos I have of her, I think I'm going to destroy them. They're my problem, not hers. I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour. I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now. Perhaps a cheeky borrow best describes it. I've tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor. You have a strangeness, don't you? You live in the same house as Doctor Dekker. I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well. You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Doctor Dekker? Is it a perk? Or you, Doctor Dekker? I thought you were. You've come back to teach us all a lesson, haven't you? To punish us for trying to kill you. No, it can't be you. Prove to me you're Doctor Dekker. I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious? Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now. If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're going to have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though? I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words. I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them. So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you. It's about time travel. I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once. The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital. Because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed. I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes. Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana. We went on a date. Well, sort of. She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me? Thanks, Doctor. That's what I'm hoping. His prescription pad's missing. The one with all the death threats on it. Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks? I suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad. This might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant. Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying? I don't want it to be triggered. Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around they pulled her off life support, so I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty, but have you considered that Mariana may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him? She had most to gain. She got all the money if he died, and it makes most sense, doesn't it? Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up. I think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related. My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion. I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it. Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers, if you believe in that sort of thing. Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient. I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you? If there's something you're not telling me, I need to know. I know you both graduated in the same year from the same university, but Cambridge is a big place. If you were friends with him, I'm not sure I can trust you anymore. I'm so worried. You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you. Who measures sanity or insanity? One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I can see why you may have thought that because of the money I owed him, but I wouldn't murder somebody to make a debt disappear. That's not something normal people do, is it? Besides, I was growing on him. I think if we'd have had more time together, he would have seen I am a sound investment. What do you think, Doctor?
Doctor, we've had a bad day, haven't we? If you think I'm guilty, then one of your patients must have you just where they want you. I'll forget this indiscretion and go and put the kettle on. And perhaps you can have a lie down or something.
I'm not sorry he's dead, but I didn't kill him. I can't believe you're accusing me. The thought of being in an office alone with him late at night creeps me out. I'm hardly going to suggest it, am I? You're going to have to look elsewhere, Doctor.
Doctor! Frankly, I'm astonished. To accuse me of killing Dr. Dekker when others around you must be the more likely choice. Oh dear. I think this has put our therapy back a few steps. We'll need to build up the trust again. Very disappointing.
So after all we've been through, you're accusing me? Of what? Murder? Or of not bringing him back to life when I said I would? The last one I'm definitely guilty of. He wanted me to kill him, but I wouldn't. I turned up here on Valentine's night and he was drunk already, as usual. I think he thought the alcohol and pills would take the edge off things, but he was woeful. Have you ever seen a man trying to push a paper spike through himself when he's drunk? I'm not saying any more while your camera's rolling, but know this. Dr. Dekker was more disturbed than any of his patients, and I stopped him. I put my wrongs right. Can you say that, Doctor?
She told me that she's killing people, and now I'm stuck in the same day. Can you imagine? Every day she greets me like we're so in love. I know what she's done. I know what she's going to say to me later in the evening. It's over. I can't be with her. But part of me likes it repeating. It's normal.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it, to participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Did I?
It looks like Terry won't be coming back. She hasn't been in for a while, and I thought she just had a bug or something, but from what I've heard, it's not good. Apparently, she's in intensive care, and they can't figure out what's wrong with her. Well, I'm not going to lie. Work's much easier without her watching over me. Does that make me a horrible person?
No! What I want to know is, how did you know which patient was the murderer? I mean, they all lied to you, didn't they? I'm just glad it's business as usual around here and I'm not having to look for another doctor again. It's embarrassing. Dr. Dekker almost caught me writing the advert for his replacement.
Let's recap, shall we? A siren, a shapeshifter, a time traveler, undead husband, teleportation, and otherworldly gods trying to take over Earth. It's an unlikely tale at the best of times, but you're also purporting to be all of these people. I think you're beyond help. You understand what you're saying and expect me to believe it? And you say I am one of your patients? Patently untrue, Doctor. If that were the case, then somehow I've managed to turn the tables on you. Which is plausible, I suppose.